Welcome to week 2 of Learning Spaces. Again, my name is Dr. David Aguayo, and I want to share with you this quick video on the lesson for this week. It's talking about education. What is education? What are educational learning spaces? What are learning spaces? And I want to start off with education is a learning experience. And that is whether it be a piece of knowledge or skill. And as these images show, the knowledge can be transferred through words by reading, through lessons given to us by instructors, by other individuals, for the purpose of simply gaining knowledge. Or the other purpose for education is to learn a skill, as this picture shows. On the right-hand side, this is a welder who most likely learned to weld by experience. I chose this second picture of the welder because my father used to be a welder, and he learned by someone teaching him how to weld, simply to be able to put pieces of metal together in an assembly line, and he didn't require a formal education. My father didn't have a formal education. And so he was just able to receive this education of welding through an individual who was able to provide him that lesson. What education has been traditionally known for is one that is prescribed in a hierarchical fashion by a person, whether that person is an instructor, your coach, your teaching team, your aunt, your pastor, or even yourself. Over the course of centuries, education was created mainly in formal spaces, in schools or apprenticeships, religious institutions, or any brick and mortar places that were designed to create a learning experience for those individuals. If you want to consider definitions for education and you go to a dictionary, just to be simple, you'll notice the definitions really emphasize practical aspects of education, philosophical aspects of education, or even moral lessons. Specifically for the socialization purposes, on these pictures that I selected, you have someone working in construction on the top right-hand corner. And this education that this individual received was so that he could be employed and serve as assistant or a supervisor or a guide for a construction process. The other picture next to that one on the top is of a philosopher of sorts, male or female, and one that is tasked to think about the big questions of life. What is science? What's the purpose of mathematics? What's the purpose of business? What's the purpose of religion? Also, the bottom picture shows what traditionally education has been taught to do. And education has been created and designed to teach communities, to teach individuals, to teach societies about the moral aspects of life through religious practices, how to be a better human being, how to love, how to take care of one another, these big moral questions. Education for me, and what I want to convey to you all, is education is concerned with methods of teaching and learning in schools or schools-like environments, as opposed to various non-formal and informal means of socialization. So for me, education can be thought as the transmission of the values and knowledge of a society.